sweet, fresh meat.
Lance Velchek here, for Arrow in the Head's The Fucking Black Sheep, where we take a look at the opposing opinion of the genre's most divisive films. It's time we talk about Leviathan. We must first discuss the elephant in the room. What has caused what seems like a well-crafted late 80s sea creature film to become so damn divisive? It doesn't try and hide its influences and generously takes from Alien and The Thing. This is a cause for most of its backlash, and it's an honest criticism, but I'm not the least bit bothered by its unoriginality. If you can't get past this being the lesser of far better films, dude, I totally understand. If you are willing to give it a chance, you may just find a surprisingly well-crafted creature feature. And let's have a bit of perspective now that we are 29 years removed from its initial release. Because we now live in a world where Covenant exists. We went from this to this. Who didn't laugh at that? It's f***ing stupid. Set in 2027, we are at the end of a deep-sea mining mission. Like Alien, we have a rough and tough group of blue-collar workers just trying to make an honest buck. This crew, this is the reason for the season, and contains some of the best of its time character actors. We get RoboCop, Colonel Samuel Troutman, Winston, Marv, and even the dude from Chicago Hope. Everyone here is fleshed out more than you'd expect from what's widely considered a high-end mockbuster. Beck, played by Peter Weller, is sort of a pushover and isn't used to the managing role. You see him try and take charge, but isn't really comfortable in doing so.
Thank you, sir, for taking care of that situation.
I was kind of taken aback when I first saw this. Weller always plays a different shade of cool. Badass, adventurous, and basically William S. Burroughs.
Do you think you could rub some of this powder on my lips?
Yeah. Sure.
Six Pack is Daniel Stern playing against type, as the creep who spends his days as a walking HR nightmare.
What a pair. Drinking brew and eating pussy.
Oh, Six Pack.
I won't say this role really fit him, but I like seeing him break bad.
You bitch, look at my foot!
And after sexually harassing anyone with a uterus, he promptly gets infected and dies. Ernie Hudson, Winston, Captain Monroe Kelly, Sergeant Albrecht.
You stayed with her the whole time.
Thank you for your service. His character Justin Jones is essentially the audience. He's smarter than everyone else, realistic, and acts accordingly to the monster problem. Elizabeth Willie Williams is a strong female lead who is not only tough and capable, but stunningly beautiful. I dig pretty brunettes with accents. Troutman plays Doc, an old-school personality. Not the best with bedside manner, but is worried enough about the monster reaching the surface that he takes matters in his own hands and puts the world before the crew. And then there's Cobb.
Find that your wife is as fat as she ever was. The only reason your kids aren't strung out on the drugs they were using is because they found some new drugs.
I would be Cobb. Soon our crew discovers a sunken Soviet ship. Unbeknownst to them, the ship named Leviathan was meant to stay buried. Six Pack and Bridget end up making a fatal mistake by drinking clear liquor. And to add insult to injury, are infected with a sneaky genetic experiment. The monster is born. Meant to be an amalgamation of sea creature and man. The idea behind the monster is kind of cool. And besides a few guesses from Doc, we really never get a clear-cut confirmation on what exactly it is. Once again, confirming the time-tested theory. Less is more. The idea that it fuses with its victims and gains their knowledge is a fun idea. It gives us reason to believe that a monster can lay traps and evolve in any situation. The creature created by Stan Winston doesn't look as bad as many say, and as far as stealing from The Thing, Stan Winston did some work on The Thing, and come on, really a lot of the monster films from the 80s. In 1984, Fantasy Records sued John Fogerty because his new song sounded a lot like another John Fogerty song, and took it all the way to the Supreme Court. I swear, you can't fix stupid. Leviathan, and in turn Stan Winston, is John here. Winston may have been on more autopilot than we would have liked, but still, he did not. When Ariel over here, is trying to kill RoboCop, Winston, or my other wife, I'm actively rooting against it. That's pretty much uncommon, as I'm usually pro-monster. I wasn't even aware I was supposed to be against Jason Voorhees till like yesterday. When compared with the majority, I don't feel the same with the flaws in Leviathan, but of course there are some things here and there. Why kill Ernie Hudson's character with 2 minutes to go? Ernie did end up having some strong words with the director, as he could see that it made little sense. To survive the whole ordeal while being the most likable character, just to die by swatting felt like a cheap add-in for shock. I didn't mind the monster and think they showed the right amount, but even I can't defend the full-on day shot. Jesus. Yeah, maybe direct sunlight and a clear blue sky wasn't the best idea. A high-end B movie is a fair critique for Leviathan, but this reveal is straight out of the 1950s. If I had some old 50s music in the classic black and white... You see? Awkward monster fight aside, Leviathan works because they put the characters first. Leviathan took a more respected route, and instead of fast-paced action and horror, turned out to be more of a slow burn thriller. And maybe that added to its lack of appeal. As anything 80s, we do get some random cheesiness, which I will never fault a film for. Random third act shark attack? I'm down. Obligatory quip for the big kill. Motherfucker! Yes, please. The issues with Leviathan end up being more or less annoyances, and in the end, I think we should accept it and move on.